Okay, here I have more done now. You can see I did a bigger eye. You saw my other eye. I worked on a nose. These are the thinner cardboard, so you can choose which one you want to do. This is the thicker one. I added eyebrow and some eyelashes that I'm going to be gluing together. This is just some sort of a side face decoration that I'll glue on. I'm working on some hair. I actually cut those into a couple different pieces, and I'm going to add some oil pastel colors on those. You can also use crayon for your color, actually. I also wanted to point out that I'm going to move this up here as well, just to show you the lips. So you can see a lot of the things that I added in here, I ended up outlining with the black oil pastel. It really helps everything to stand out better. So you don't have to, but I bet once you put your stuff on, you're going to see that that looks a little more interesting to add the black outlining. Here I have an ear and another ear. So I did two different ones. They're still angular like Cubism, and I wanted to go over this is a corrugated cardboard look. And you can do that with this regular cardboard, and basically what you do is you're peeling off that layer in here, and then you just kind of keep peeling in there. I actually like to use the scissors to cut those if you go right in between the grooves, and then you can kind of peel some of that off. So it takes a little bit of time, but it does give your work a little bit more interesting look besides it being all the flat cardboard. But these can be added in wherever you'd like. So I could have chosen instead to, you know, make this an eyelash or something in the background. So you decide how you want to do that. So I'm getting close to finishing up, and I'm going to be starting to glue everything together. Remember, please use a glue bottle so it stays. And then also think about where you want to add these thicknesses in. So I may want to put the nose up a little higher, so I would glue some pieces underneath it. If I want this eye up higher, again, I would glue some pieces underneath it. So think about that as you're finishing up. So I'm back here gluing so that I can show you how to do some of this. You want to use a fair amount of glue, but not so much it's squishing out. I already put one underneath here. I just did one. So I'm going to actually have the top lip go a little taller than the bottom lip. So that's also something you can think about doing. If you're doing that, obviously glue on both sides and then lay those together like sandwiching them. And then you can kind of see if that's high enough, or if I'd want to go one more. I kind of like it there, so I'm going to gently push that. If you push too hard, like I said, it will slide around, so you want to be careful that you don't push too hard, but just enough that it starts to begin to stick. And then I'm going to do some underneath the nose here. I do want to make sure that I don't use pieces that are bigger than the actual width of the nose, so I have a couple pieces ready to go here. And I think I'm just going to do that one a little bit, just one layer underneath. And again, the nose doesn't have to be straight. I'm going to do mine maybe a little crooked. You know, if I want to go that way or that way, you can decide. And then I'm going to put that glue down the middle of these. And you do want to lay things out first before you're gluing them down permanently, because obviously once they're there you cannot move them. I'm going to go ahead and glue this piece over here. I've already lined up this straight edge with this straight edge, so I'm going to get a few pieces that I'd like to put underneath there. Again, it doesn't have to match exactly, since this one is just going into its own space. I'm just going to add a few pieces, and sometimes, you know, you just have some scraps, you can use those. Either tear them or cut them. So when I feel like I've got that covered enough, then I'm going to put glue on all of these. And they are moving because they're still wet, so you have to be careful. And then gently push so it starts to stick a little bit. And then I do have my hair pieces back here that I've finished, and I'm going to go ahead and glue those along the top edge. So I'm going to do a little more gluing and then I'll come back. Okay, I'm back and I have glued all my pieces on. So the mask is almost too big to even get into the screen, so I'm going to try to lift my iPad here and show you what it looks like a little higher. So there you can see it's finished, and if you look under the large eye, you can see all this shadow right here, and that's because I added about 3 or 4 pieces of cardboard, just like you kind of can see a shadow here. So that's the fun part of adding those in. So go ahead and keep working on yours, and I can't wait to see yours finished.